Come on and shine, shine, shine. Las Vegas, shine your light on me.
Welcome to Las Vegas Tonight with your award-winning host, Dale Davidson. Dale interviews fascinating guests from top-ranked celebrities to people just like you who have an important story to tell. For more than 15 years, Dale has broadcast every week from the fabulous Las Vegas Strip. He finds the people who really make Las Vegas a one-of-a-kind city and lets the world know just what's happening in this remarkable town. You'll discover why 50 million people visit the entertainment capital of the world every year. Stay tuned for another exciting episode of Las Vegas Tonight.
Welcome to Las Vegas Tonight. I'm your host, Dale Davidson. Boy, are you lucky. You have no idea how lucky you are. Dennis Blair is my very special guest.
Oh, my God.
And we're going to have so much fun, you're not going to be able to stand us. Well, you know, we'll give him a shot. Dennis Blair, thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you very much. That was a great interview. Thank you so much. I've never had more fun on a TV show. Where's my gift bag?
Ever. You don't get one. There's no swag.
I don't get a gift bag?
You do not
It said
get a
in my
gift bag.
contract I get a gift bag.
That's right. And it has green M&Ms in it.
So glad to be
You
here.
can count it. Maybe
All
it's red M&Ms. I can't remember.
All right.
This man's a comedian, can you tell? And maybe not immediately, but it'll become apparent as time goes by.
I love this show already.
He's a funny guy. And he sings. You will notice that too. And he's gifted in every way. And he's a producer, and he's an actor, and he's, what else are you?
I don't know. You're doing very well.
Yes, he does a lot of different stuff. He's open for everybody in the world. I want to talk to you about that.
Oh, okay. We have
some
time.
famous guys.
All right.
And gals, probably.
Yeah.
And so there you go.
Okay.
So thanks for tuning in, and good night. No. You are
That show went so fast, Harry. He must have been good because it went so fast. It was like
went boom, boom,
I
boom,
just
like
got
that.
the
It was over.
popcorn and
it was
sat
over.
down.
It was over.
I know.
Yeah, that's right. It was like the Tonight Show. 7 minutes. That's all they give somebody.
7 minutes.
Isn't that what it
Unless
is?
you're David Fry, who took 20 minutes
Yeah.
and was never asked back.
Was never
again.
asked back
That's right.
again.
See,
Yeah.
first show business stories right up top.
That's right.
Yeah.
Were you on Carson ever?
Yeah, I was, but not with Johnny, with Joan.
With Joan
Rivers.
Yeah,
Yes.
before he was mad at her.
Yes, right before.
I saw a clip.
Yeah.
I saw a clip of her in the cemetery.
Oh, really?
Not cursing, but saying, "Why did you do that? We used to be friends." You know,
Oh, nice.
It was that kind of stuff.
I'm glad that she gets over stuff. You know, that's the great thing about her. It's like right
That's
bouncing
right.
off a log.
Yeah. Well, now they can argue in heaven
They
or
can.
wherever they are.
Wherever.
Yeah. So Joan had you on.
Yes, she did. She had.
Yeah.
She got me on twice.
Wow.
And then the third time, I believe I was supposed to be considered for doing it with Johnny. And then the news came out that they weren't talking anymore. Apparently because I was a Joan act, I didn't get back on.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Wow. And that's all it took.
Yeah.
He's not just mad at her. He was mad at
Apparently.
everybody that ever knew her.
Ever spoke to her.
Yeah, that's
Fans
right.
that asked for autographs, they wouldn't talk to.
Not that he was a grudge carrier.
No,
You know,
he was very happy.
Well, he's from Nebraska, and they're all like that there.
Midwest.
That's right.
All right.
Just like me.
Oh, sorry.
It's like Tim
I love,
Conway.
I love Nebraska.
We were talking about Tim Conway.
We were
We
talking
grew up
about
in the
Tim.
same town.
Yeah? What
Yeah.
town is that?
Chagrin Falls, Ohio.
Chagrin Falls.
It's the only town named Chagrin in the entire world
Why do you think
that I know
that
of.
is? Because chagrin
Well, there's
means
all-
sadness, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
they were very unhappy. Moses Cleveland was on his way up the Cuyahoga River, and he hung a right way before he should have. And he ended up at the falls, and was quite chagrined
Oh, okay.
by all of that.
Why?
That could be true.
These are stories that should never be told, ladies and gentlemen. Just in case you were
And
wondering.
yet they were just told.
They were.
They were.
Because it's your show.
That's right.
What am I going to do? Stop you?
No, you're not.
That's not what I do.
You try.
Okay.
So you were opening for Joan? Is that how
Yes.
you got to know her?
Yes. Well, I was opening for Rodney Dangerfield first.
Oh, okay.
And then through Rodney, one of the maitre d's at Caesar's Palace, which was Caesar's Palace back then, said, "Hey, you should check out this guy Dennis Blair." And they had me open, and they did her for 2 years, and then after that, other Tom Jones for a year,
Wow.
and George Carlin for 18 years.
18 years.
That's right, my friend.
Tell me about Rodney first.
What do you
want to know about
Rodney? You know, he was ugly. You know. Then you go, how ugly?
How ugly
How ugly?
was he?
I'll tell you. I stuck my head out the window, got arrested for mooning. That's how ugly. Okay, we're gonna work it out, all right?
I don't want to say my wife was a bad cook, but all the flies got together and fixed a hole in the screen.
That's right. I don't think meatloaf should glow in the dark. Let's just do like an hour of Rodney jokes. Why not?
I asked, I don't want to say I grew up in a tough neighborhood, but I went up to the cop and I said, how long does it take to get to the subway stop? And he said, I don't know. No one's made it yet.
That's an incredible Siegfried and Roy you're just doing right there. That's unbelievable. If you close your eyes enough, the room...
I'm the and of Siegfried and Roy.
That's right.
I'm the and guy.
Please welcome my friend Dale Ampersand, ladies and gentlemen.
Smith Ampersand Wesson.
That's right.
That's right. So
Rodney, yes.
Did you like him?
I liked Rodney a lot. He was the saddest man in show business.
Was he really?
I mean,
in real life?
The no respect thing was,
No, that was a good thing.
I mean, every day he'd say, what's it all mean, man? Rodney, you're a big star. What's it all mean? I don't know. You're richer than I am? What do you want me to say?
That's right.
Yeah, no, he was not happy. He just says, I was born this way,
Yeah.
I was just born with angst.
You got the voice. The voice is good.
We had some fun. Yeah. We wrote together and wrote a movie together and wrote
What was the movie?
The movie was Easy Money. Still available, by the way, on your streaming services.
Oh, that's
Easy
right.
Money is the name. Yes, came up with the idea for Easy Money.
And Betamax, too.
That's right. Just hand cranks. It's on hand cranks now. That's right. And one night he just said, he had just done Caddyshack.
Oh,
and
yeah.
was the big star of that.
Yeah.
And he came up to me and said, hey, if they want to do a movie starring me, so if you come up with an idea for a movie starring me, let me know. Now, I was doing comedy at that point like for 3 months. And I now have Rodney Dangerfield saying, write me a movie. I go, my apartment was 72 miles away. I ran home. And I came up with the idea, and I went back and I said, this is what it is. You play a guy who has to stop smoking, drinking, and gambling for 1 year so he can inherit $10 million. He goes, okay. And that's how that started.
Yeah, and it really happened.
Green-lighted it.
Wow.
Billy Joel wrote a song.
Wow.
So there you go.
Wow.
So I got a lot of luck that I don't deserve.
Yeah, but that was nice.
Yeah.
That it happened. Yeah. So what was Joan like?
Joan was like a den mother. I mean,
really?
Rodney was like stay at home. Even George Carlin was stay at home. Kind of like teen loners. She was like, I remember we were in bed once, like we were doing Caesars.
You and Joan were in bed?
Okay, let me rephrase that. Do we have editing on the show? I'm just wondering. You do have an editor,
yes,
right?
but he's lying down.
My
right
wife and I were in bed in our suite.
Yes, I understand.
The phone rang at 10 in the morning. Now, 10 in the morning, neither of us got up until 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Right.
So I answered, I go, hello? And Joan goes, we're going on the yacht. Meet me in the lobby. What? What are you talking about? Apparently, Caesars had a yacht, and we were all going water skiing. Within 10 minutes, we had to dress and get, and we went water skiing on the yacht, and then we did a show that night. And I'm sure it was very funny. Yeah. So that's what she was like.
And you were tired.
Yes, extremely tired.
Yeah.
And still am today.
Yeah, I can see that.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
You don't need to point it out.
Oh, that's right. Talk about Carlin. Was he seems like he's an angry guy. Was he truly an angry guy?
See, that's what I was afraid of, because I had an agent who got me all these gigs. And he said, I want to do Joan, I want to do this, but I want to do one-nighters. And then he called up one day and he said, you want to work with George Carlin for 3 months? And I said, let me think about it. Yes. And so I went to the theater, and I'm pacing in my dressing room at the theater. First time, never met the guy. I very, very briefly a long time ago, but he didn't remember, because I think he was taking drugs or something. Maybe that's a
Imagine
rumor.
that.
Yeah. And I'm pacing going, boy, I hope he's not a jerk, because every once in a while you meet a celebrity and they're jerks.
Yeah.
So I'm going, I hope he's because I love his humor. I hear the door open, the stage door open upstairs, and it's George going, hey, Dennis, where the F are you? I'm going,
that was hello.
Yes, this might be good. This might be good. And he comes down and says, how you doing? Every other word's a curse word. He sees my deli tray and my fruit tray. He goes, I'm taking 50 grapes and 100 carrots, blah, blah, blah. And he's walking around my room looking and insulting me. And he goes, all right, we're going to be watching you, so don't F up. And he leaves. And I go, this could be fun. This could be good.
That's right.
Luckily, I didn't F up, as they say.
Yeah, that's right.
And the 3 months was extended into 18 years.
Wow.
So I guess we got along.
18 years.
I suppose.
That's amazing.
Yeah, but he was basically, you didn't see him during the day. He would do 3 weeks in Las Vegas. You didn't see him. the valet parking guys would go, did he come out today? No, he didn't come out. Because he wanted his car parked right in the front of the hotel.
Just in case.
In case he ever came out and wanted to do something. Today? No. Like 2 weeks? No. Finally, a guy comes running up to me and goes, George came out! George, oh, what did he do? He got in his car and he went and bought plums. He came right back and went upstairs. That's the kind of social butterfly he was, you know.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's funny.
You meet all kinds in this business.
Yeah, but his act was so dystopian, you know.
And he could get angry, and people would call me up going, "What's wrong with George?" I don't know. We don't talk about that. You know. But apparently, he had a lot of bones to pick with a lot of different organizations and people.
Yeah, he was.
But off stage, we were just goofy, and he would leave
fun.
Weird notes, stuff like that.
So opening for people is an art in itself.
It is.
Brad Garrett told me a funny story. The first guy he opened for was Sinatra, and he had, you know, night after night after night. But he said the thing about Sinatra was you didn't know whether he was going to come out after 5 minutes or an hour.
Yeah.
You know,
just have to be prepared.
The helicopter. So you got to have an hour ready.
Right.
And he's was over an hour sometime or other. And Brad's running out of material and he doesn't know what to do. So he's a little angry at Sinatra, which is never a good idea.
No.
And so finally he strolls out and he says, you may not know this guy, but he's pretty good, so let's hear it for the new kid. His name's Frank something. Oh, and then he walked off.
Nice.
So then Jilly, right, who was the guy, called him he said, Frank and I think you were making fun of him.
Oh, God.
And he said, no, well, you know, I'm a comic, and I'm supposed to. You're not supposed to make fun of Frank ever. You're fired.
Wow.
And that was it. Boom.
Oh, my God.
And then, you know, he went off and worked for somebody else.
Yeah. Oh, we've got stories opening for people. Oh, my God. Please.
Would you do it again? Would you open for people?
Well, yeah. Well, lately I've been opening for Barry Manilow on
is that right?
his arena tours.
Oh,
Like there's these 15,000-seat arenas.
Wow.
And he saw me. And the greatest thing that happened is, like, you know, we'd pass in the hallway every once in a while.
Yeah.
He saw me perform at the Westgate here in Vegas, and he liked my act. And he's a very, very nice man. But he goes, I think I had done like 3 shows already, and they were going fine, you know. But it's 15,000 people, so as he's passing, going on his way to the stage, he says, "Are they treating you okay? The audience members treating you okay?" And I go, "Yeah, they're good." He goes, "Good, because if they're not, I'm going to beat the crap out of them." And I go, "Is that Barry Manilow that just said that?" But then I go, "Oh no, they're terrible to me," because I wanted to see him taking the guy. The
exact opposite of what his image is.
Yeah. So it depends. And most of the people I've worked with are pretty cool. You know. So I have to admit.
This guy over here is doing this like he's playing the guitar.
Oh, that guy.
And then he's waving at me.
Yeah.
And his name is Rick, and he's the floor director.
I love hand signals.
Yeah, that's right. So that meant something. That means, move on is what he's saying. We will be back with the infamous Dennis Blair.
Infamous.
And famous. Right after this. The Lord has made it possible for our show, Las Vegas Tonight, to thrive. We've produced well over 300 episodes telling the remarkable stories of Christians who have set out to change the world for the better. It's my honor to lead this ministry. As the founder of Dale Wynne Davidson Ministries, I'm commanded to be a good steward of all the donations our partners have so generously provided to us. As you can imagine, it takes a great deal of money to keep this program on the air in the United States and around the world. Please prayerfully consider making a one-time donation or becoming a monthly partner of Dale Wynne Davidson Ministries. Just go to vegassaints.org and select Make a Donation, or send your check or money order made out to Dale Wynne Davidson Ministries, 9030 West Sahara Avenue, number 255, Las Vegas, Nevada 89117. For more information, call 702-480-3989. Thank you, and God bless you. Well, that's been a lot of fun.
Yes.
Haven't we had fun so far?
Oh, my God. I'm sorry? Yeah, was that fun?
That was fun. That was fun we were having.
All right, just checking.
You know what we need now?
No.
We need singing.
Oh, yeah.
And
well,
that's what
I
you
brought
do.
my choir with me,
Yeah, good. I see him back there.
but they all have laryngitis. So
Yeah.
what about me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sing a song for us.
Oh, a song.
What's
okay,
the song called?
Oh, this is about, I was raised Catholic.
Okay.
I know it's hard to tell by the interview. But, as you get older, you start falling away, you stop going to church and stuff like that. And then as you get much older, you go, maybe I should hedge my bets, as they say. So this one's called I'm Thinking of Being a Catholic Again.
Okay.
And it goes something like this. I'm thinking of being a Catholic again. I've been a lapsed one since I don't know when, and I seem to remember happier times then. I'm thinking of being a Catholic again. Maybe I'll take in a high mass or two, try to join in on some hymns I once knew, 'cause it seems like it might be the right thing to do, and I'm thinking of being a Catholic again. Well, I'm just a member of the human race. I need salvation, redemption, and grace. And that Jesus, he's got that all over the place. So I'm thinking of being a Catholic again. 'Cause I'm sick of self-help books and psychology, blaming my childhood and my family, and my shrink has become too expensive for me. So I'm thinking of being a Catholic again. Maybe it's time I no longer resist, wondering daily if God does exist, because why take a chance that he's here and he's pissed? And I'm thinking of being a Catholic again. I lie awake late at night in my bed, thinking of people I'd like to see dead. But if I were Catholic, I'd love them instead. So I'm thinking of being a Catholic again. I've been a lapsed one since I don't know when, and I still have my card, I just need to sign in. So I'm thinking of being a Catholic again. Ave Maria, pass the sangria, 'cause I'm gonna be a Catholic again. Amen.
The Lord has made it possible for our show, Las Vegas Tonight, to thrive. We've produced well over 300 episodes telling the remarkable stories of Christians who have set out to change the world for the better. It's my honor to lead this ministry. As the founder of Dale Wynne Davidson Ministries, I'm commanded to be a good steward of all the donations our partners have so generously provided to us. As you can imagine, it takes a great deal of money to keep this program on the air in the United States and around the world. Please prayerfully consider making a one-time donation or becoming a monthly partner of Dale Wynne Davidson Ministries. Just go to vegassaints.org and select Make a Donation, or send your check or money order made out to Dale Wynne Davidson Ministries, 9030 West Sahara Avenue, number 255, Las Vegas, Nevada 89117. For more information, call 702-480-3989. Thank you, and God bless you. Welcome back to the Fun Fest. I'm Dale Davidson, host of Las Vegas Tonight. Dennis Blair is my new co-host.
Right.
He's going to be on every week because I've never had so much fun.
Yes, and the pay is so good.
That's right. One of these days I'm going to pay myself.
Oh.
And it's not even going to be scale, I'm pretty sure. You know, it's just the way we operate.
Got that beat. All right.
You've been on the Dennis Bono show.
But I'm not.
I didn't say that out loud.
No,
did I?
that will not make the air.
We love him.
Yeah.
We love him. So anyway, ask me about Germany.
Hey, I understood you went to Germany.
I
not too
went
long
to
ago.
Germany.
Something happened there. What happened?
It did
there?
happen there. Here's what happened. I got my pocket picked.
Oh.
Yeah, because we were talking about this because I gave my wallet to, you know who. We can't say his name out loud. And he told me he was too fat, and we had a long discussion about my wallet. And taking valuable time the way I am, it's really important. I was walking along, my wife was next to me, and we were with a group of people from the boat. It was a river boat. Not one of those Mississippi river boats, but one of those long boats. And anyway, you want me to stretch? Is that what that is? No, that's depicting the boat. Okay. So anyway, I'm walking along, and I sort of felt like somebody's touching my knish.
Your knish.
Yeah, or something.
Right.
And I put, no, wallet was there. And then all of a sudden, I heard people behind me, grab him, stop him, whatever you do, don't, this kind of stuff. And I turned around, and a kid had my wallet and was trying to escape. And this woman had hold of him and was not letting him go. And her husband came over and wrestled away my wallet and handed it to me.
Wow.
Yeah. Boy, did that cost me a lot in the boat.
You have to be much.
I had to buy a magnum of champagne, and it was.
You have to be more careful. Yeah.
You really do.
That's an excellent story. By the way, here's your watch.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Sure. Oh, yeah. And here's your guitar thing.
Oh, thank you very much. Yeah.
That's right.
I think it was an even trade, pretty much.
That's right.
All right.
I'm giving you your watch back.
Oh.
So
it's a bit.
That's what they call a bit.
It's a bit.
That was a bit. That was a shtick.
I love that.
And I think we need to leave it out.
These are all your executive positions. I have no say in this entire matter, I'd make it. I would have made some changes already.
I understand.
But who am I?
But you're not only a funny guy, you're a funny writer. And you have touching songs. You have good songs.
Well, that's how I started as a songwriter.
Tell me that story.
I didn't think I was going to be a comedian. I wasn't particularly funny.
Yeah.
I got funnier later, but I wanted to be a famous songwriter like James Taylor,
Right, sure.
Without the pesky heroin thing.
And the baldness.
That's right. Don't
forget that
So
part.
I think I've got that licked so far. So I was going to be a big famous songwriter, and then I went up against the industry, and I realized, good luck with that.
Yeah.
But I kept writing. Me and my songwriting partner, and we were 12 years old when we started writing, and we did that.
Really?
And then one day I was doing some music at a club called Fern's Harness Shop.
Really?
Yeah, that's the kind of venues I played when I was younger. Fern's Harness Shop. Oh, is that a
better
music?
than the Amico?
Yes, better.
Yeah.
Not much. It was right next to the Terribles.
Right.
Yes. And I was doing songs and no one's listening because they're eating wine and cheese and they're talking and blabbering. And I'm getting all offended because no one's listening to my artistry.
Yeah, that's right.
I was offended. So I went upstairs and I said, you know what? The Staying Alive was the big movie of the day, and I'm going to write a parody of the Bee Gees song and see if anyone listens to that. So I come back and I do a Paul Simon song, and then I do a Carole King song, and then I do Staying Alive, which in my mind was Singing Too High.
Singing too high?
Yes.
Singing too high?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Everybody singing too high, singing too high, ha, 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 singing too high. And people went, hey, those aren't the words. What is he singing? And actually somebody went, oh, it's funny.
He's doing funny.
I'm getting laughs now. So I said, I do some more of those songs. And then I got more laughs. And then I put a bunch of them together. And then I moved into New York City with my then girlfriend, now wife Peggy.
Yes.
And Dangerfields was 4 blocks away. And I went to their open mic night.
And you did this.
And I was there at 9 o'clock. No, and the MC was British guy, would not put me on. A friend of ours that came to see the show had this beautiful English girlfriend, and she went up to the MC and kind of rubbed against him and said, we'd like to see our friend tonight. Right away, I get called up right away. I do the stage, and it goes very well. And then they hire me the next week to open for Jackie Mason. I don't know if you know, Jackie Mason is a fantastic...
Jackie Mason, famous
comedian.
stand-up.
Yes, that's right. And I do an amazing impersonation, which you haven't mentioned. And I want to thank you very much for not even bringing it up, that I do a fantastic Jackie Mason. And I opened for him, and while Jackie Mason was on, that show was going well. Rodney came in and saw my show at the end of my show, and he said, "They obviously like what you do. What do you do?" I go, "Well, I do."
Explain it.
He explained it. I explained it. And he said, "Well, I do song parodies." He said, "I'm going to watch your next show." He watched the next show. Then we became friendly. Then he became a huge star from Caddyshack, and he took me on the road with him. I had been doing comedy like 3 months, and all of a sudden I'm working 3,000-seat theaters. You can't write that stuff. You can't. That's how I started in the comedy thing.
That's a good thing. So how many years ago was that?
712.
It's a while ago.
So that's metric. I'm sorry. 45 years?
45 years ago? Wow. And you've been doing the same shtick ever since?
Yeah, I do a lot of Al Jolson stuff.
Yeah, I can understand.
Yeah. Same exact, that's right. Same exact. I do a lot of box step dance things. I can't even talk anymore. Want to do a talk show? I can't talk.
I can't talk. That's right. You're perfect for us.
That's right.
That's what we do.
That's right. And from Rodney, Joan found out, and then Tom Jones, and then...
what was Tom Jones like?
He was royalty. So
Was he?
He traveled by private plane to the gigs.
Yeah.
I was on the bus with the band.
Right.
But I'm still friends with many of the band members today.
Really? Yeah.
And I made friends with a trombone player named Brian Matson, and we had the same sense of humor, so we just like made this insane stuff up. And the background singer for Tom, who the Blossoms, very famous girl.
Oh yeah, I've heard
they just called us the Two Stupids. So we were the Two Stupids, me and Ryan. And we'd cut up on the bus. But then you get to the theater. Now, Tom would never say anything. I'd come off stage and he'd be passing me. And he'd go, "Hello, lad," like 2 words, if you were lucky.
Yeah, that's how
Not
you
that
got.
he was, I'm sure he was a very nice guy, but I just kind of never really hung out with him or anything.
Yeah, he was a headliner.
Right.
Yeah.
And then the band started making bets with me. He says, "I think Tom's going to say 3 words to you tonight." I said, "No, I'll take that bet." I won a lot of bets. And finally, one day he said, "How are they?" So I had to pay up. I had to pay up.
Oh,
yeah.
3 words.
But he did give me a lovely Christmas gift once. I thought I was being fired because Tom wants to see you, and I'm sitting out there going, "What did I do? What did I say? Did I say something?" And he called me and he said, "Here you go, tag your watch, beautiful, like $1,000 watch or something like that." Yes. And I said, "I'm not fired." And he said, "Oh, maybe." He was nice. Yeah.
You kind of have to have that kind of attitude when you're in show business.
You really do.
Yeah.
I think you could tell it's coming off of me right now.
Yes, it's there.
Horrible attitude. Like, don't touch me.
I can see it.
Okay. All right.
Would you do it over again?
Would I do what over again? Work with
Your
Tom
life.
Jones?
Your
My
life. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd get it right this time.
Would you go into show business?
God, no.
No?
No. No, it's been pretty good, actually. I have to say, in opening act, you have to worry about ticket sales. You just show up. You know, and you just do your show, and then you can leave. But the bad thing is, you come out, and people are immediately disappointed because they came to see Rodney. Especially his audiences. They say, "Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Rodney there." Ah! All these drunk people in there. Ah! Oh my God! But first. Please, the first time I ever worked with him, they didn't even hear me be introduced because they were screaming so loud.
They thought it was him come walking out next.
Ladies and gentlemen, Rodney Dangerfield, special guest. They didn't hear that part. Dennis Blair, and I come running, and the audience literally went, oh. And I had to be funny really quickly.
Oh, yeah.
So luckily, I did the Bee Gees thing, and the first thing I said was, "You look like a disco crowd," which they hated disco. Rodney's fans hated disco. Most people did anyway. So I'm like digging a hole for myself right before I even say anything.
Yeah.
And then I did the parody, and they went, "Oh, he's okay." And then I won them over. And then,
At what point do you understand whether or not you're bombing?
By By the
This
end
is
of the
very
show,
painful.
By the end of the show, I'm pretty well aware. You know. Oh yeah, no,
It's dead silence.
Yeah, no, it's pretty obvious when they're when they're not. I've never had a show where they just don't laugh at all, except when I did warm up for the TV show, the Drew Carey show.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what happened. You can't just do your act there.
Yeah.
You have to do. It's 4 hours because they reshoot scenes and stuff, and you have an audience, and they ring the bell, and you have to stop. So you have to do good trivia games and give away prizes. But I did like a large part of my act, and just every joke just bombed. That was I'm shuddering. I might have to just go lie down right now. As a matter of fact, I'm remembering everything.
This.
Yeah, it was the worst experience of my life.
Yeah.
And then at the very end, when I suffered through 4 hours of that, some guy came up to me and said, "Well done." I just left with, "What? What show were you at?" You know.
The last guy they lynched.
I know. But usually, sometimes you'll get a mild crowd or kind of a nice crowd.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Is one day better than another?
Sunday's best.
That's the best day?
I don't know what that meant. Yeah. Yeah.
It's like talking to a TSA guy.
Tuesdays.
You know, the Tuesdays are probably a good day to fly.
Wednesday at 3.
Unless there's a convention.
You're not going on Wednesday at 3, are you? Oh, those are the worst crowds. Please, be careful.
It's time for another song.
Huh?
What do you say?
I don't sing.
Yeah.
Should we do a serious one?
Strap on. Yeah, strap on. A serious song.
Okay, so there you go.
Which one is this?
Well, I believe if I read the roster correctly.
Yes.
This is one
your set list right here.
This is one I wrote before I was a comedian. Had no qualms about it. Just I'm going to.
You were writing songs.
I had a partner named John, who was my compatriot in school, and we just came up with this song, and people liked it.
Yeah.
Here we go.
It's a beautiful song.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Well, I'll try to prove that.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
Do it.
I will. Sunday morning, nowhere to go. Seems the longest day of all when I'm alone, watching memories turn into tears, and wondering how I'll make it through so many years. That's the time I wonder, when will I hear your voice again? And isn't it amazing what one kind word can do? You found me out, girl, when I was down. There were no secrets left untold with you around. And it made no difference the words we shared, 'cause all I needed was to know that you were there. And I thank you for that day, 'cause you knew just what to say. And isn't it amazing what one kind word can do? People say that nothing lasts, like the love we have today will soon be past. Well, I don't know, it may be true, but with all that's come and gone, there'll still be you. There was a time I thought I knew all the things I'd ever need to see me through. But now lately, I'd have to say that sometimes comfort comes in such a simple way, like a quiet touch or a smile, the kind you gave me all the while. Oh, and isn't it amazing what one kind word can do. Oh, can do.
Hi, I'm Dale Davidson, host of Las Vegas Tonight. You know, radio has an enduring place in the heart of America. Sometimes it's music that can enliven your spirit or keep you company when you need some. More often for me, it's just been the right spoken word or two that can quiet my mind and soul. Radio brings me a reassuring word in the quiet of night or a welcoming voice early in the morning as I shake off the night's sleep and find my way into God's purpose for my day. And always, I find the best radio station is the one that brings me the best news, the gospel of Jesus Christ. My favorite radio station is KKVV in Las Vegas, Nevada. It's still right where it's been for years, at 1060 on the AM dial, hovering over Sin City like a gospel airship, broadcasting the good news of the abounding love that Jesus Christ has for every single one of us. No matter who you are or where you live, you can receive God's Word via the KKVV Gospel Airship. Just go to kkvv.com and click on Listen Live. KKVV is using all the tools that God's provided them, like podcasting and video streaming and video on demand, to produce programs that lift up our fellow believers and save the lost. If you feel a calling to speak to others about Jesus Christ on your very own show, pick up the phone and call the station. They'll be happy to tell you how. Call KKVV today at 702-731-5588 or drop them an email at kkvvradio@hotmail.com. Please join me in becoming part of the KKVV family. You'll be glad you did. Hey, lady!
Wyman like Wyman. Carlin, that's one thing Carlin and I did. He loved Jerry Lewis. He just loved the fact that he was that character.
Oh, is that right?
So we just would see each other in the hall and go, hey, down, live and good. And then just go about our business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
George Carlin doing Jerry Lewis.
Yeah. He was a goofy man off stage.
Was he?
He saved the anger for the stage.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, but on backstage,
It's usually the other way around.
it usually is, and yet not. Suddenly I'm doing Johnny Carson.
That's it.
That is weird.
That is weird and wonderful.
Skewed.
That's right. What was the story on Johnny Carson?
Which particular story?
Joan, he and Joan they had a falling out.
Oh yeah, she did. Apparently, she did her signed to do her show, her talk show. And
opposite.
The thing is, she said that she tried to get in touch with him and tell him that he's good, but she never did. So he got pissed off because
she never told him.
She never told him, according to him, and he wouldn't even take her calls. And yeah.
Wow.
That's the story.
He was an angry man.
Yeah.
He was the opposite of George Carlin.
Yes, exactly. Exact opposite. He's the negative of George Carlin.
That's right. That's right.
See, we're making similes here.
Yeah, that is a simile. It's a similar simile.
A very similar simile.
That's
Say that 3 times fast.
Yeah, I can't.
You go to tongue twister school?
I can't.
What happened?
That
was good.
The Joe Burns School of Broadcasting.
Joe
you remember
Burns.
Joe?
I remember Joe Franklin.
Oh yeah, Joe Franklin.
God.
He had a show, didn't he?
I did 6 of them.
Did you really?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Because if you worked at Dangerfields, you had to do the show. Jay Leno was doing Dangerfields once, and he had to do the show, and he had no idea. I mean, we all in New York guys, we all knew Joe Franklin because he was just, the character. But Jay was like, "What's up, this guy? What's up? He can't have some of that person. He's still kind of hold up, I can't find it." And I said, "I know what you mean, Jay." Joe Franklin. I remember one of my favorites is he had Desi Arnaz on, and he had just written a book. And apparently what Joe meant to say was, I read as much of your book as I was able to. What came out was, I read as much of your book as I wanted to. And the look on Desi Arnaz's face was like, Okay.
I think that was an insult.
I think so.
I'm not sure.
Nuco. And Hoffman, he forgot what Hoffman was. Hoffman soda?
Yeah.
He forgot what it was, and he's doing the lead into the commercial. And today we have Hoffman cans of beverage. That's what he called it. Cans of beverage. No one liked Joe. And he was in the phone book. He was listed as Joe Franklin Television.
And you can call him up.
And his old partner of his is like, hello? Hi, is Joe there? Who is this? It's Dennis Blair. Hold on. It's Dennis Blair. He'd like cover, tell him I'll be right there. It's like there's no intercom, no secretary, no receptionist, just, it's Dennis Blair. Oh, hold on. He'll be right there. They don't make him like that anymore.
It's a good thing.
Yeah.
It's a good thing. Speaking of books, you have one.
Yes, sir.
Let's hold it up. Okay.
It's made out of plastic.
Yeah.
No, it's
see right
a
through
lot
it.
of these stories, a lot of these show business stories.
is it?
You know,
Yeah.
me opening for people.
Wow.
You know, Carlin and Norm Macdonald, and was I don't have a Barry Manilow section because I read that just happened. But yeah, Joan and a lot of people, Pointer Sisters.
The Pointer
Pointer
Sisters.
Sisters. They almost made me a Pointer sister one night.
Wow.
Because June got sick.
Ooh. And you were
She's
going to come out there and
Then they were
put a
all
wig
dressed.
on and stuff?
So they both came back. Dennis, you sing, right? How do you think he'd look? How do you think? And I was like, let's do it. And they decided not to. I think the powers that be said no.
It would be funny.
No, yeah,
it would be funny.
But I did stay. They did ask me to do a show, for and so I did an hour.
Really?
Yeah, they said you can either leave. 20 Sisters are sick. You can either leave or Dennis will do a show. And they said.
And they stayed?
What the hell?
We don't know
the guy
this
who
guy.
does the Catholic song? Nah. No, but yeah, no. They
Maybe do we get a free drink?
free drink or something like that? Huh? Gilbert Gottfried. Who else? Oh, there's tons of people. There's like lots of celebrities.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What is?
It's called Touring with Legends.
That's right.
It's on your Amazon and your
Touring with Legends.
You can purchase it online.
Yeah. Amazon Touring with Legends by Dennis Blair.
That's right. That's right.
He's his own ghostwriter.
I am my own ghostwriter. Well, we just had an awkward moment of silence there. That was.
I wanted to see what you were going to do with it.
Now that this is what I'm doing here, then. I'm using it as comedy fodder.
What about the mother?
What about the mother?
Yeah,
Hello, mother. Hello,
there you
father.
go. You know,
No one's going to understand us, you realize.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
They're looking at us saying,
Joe Franklin, mother.
Joe, what is that all about?
What are you talking about? Just look it up. If you have Google, look it up.
Do you think there's a Joe Franklin fan club still?
Oh, God, I hope so.
Yeah.
You could not explain that guy. You just had to watch
I
it.
don't know. Yeah.
And he'd have a big,
He would get numbers too. I mean,
and he'd
people
have a
like
big
it.
star like Fred Astaire. And
Yeah.
then you'd have a guy who makes, potato chips out of broccoli. And they'd be sitting on the same couch. And Joe would go, so Fred Astaire, we have Fred Astaire. What do you think of the guy with the broccoli? And Fred would have to go, yeah, it's great, Joe. Yeah, sure. We have a man
Classic.
who makes boats out of shoes. And Frank Sinatra, ladies and gentlemen. They have to be, these big stars and like these guys are like,
He met him
Yes,
at the newsstand.
yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Want to be on the show?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You can. Yeah, I do it every night. It's fun.
I know.
Yeah. Let's talk about your future.
Huh?
I know. I sound like your social worker now.
Who told you that there was a future?
There's a
in
future
me?
for you.
Oh, really?
It's big. It's huge.
Oh, okay.
How about your own room? The Dennis Blair room at...
Do you know people?
No.
Yeah.
At the Conoco station.
Let's not talk about my future
I don't know.
now. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm doing a Barry Manilow tour again
Are you?
in May and June.
Wow.
Going on the road again.
Wow,
Because
that's
apparently
good.
they were nice to me. So
That's nice.
Yeah. Yes.
Does he have an opener for his act
No.
at Westgate?
No,
He
it's just for the
comes out
arenas.
and
Yeah.
does it.
Nobody there. Just for for 15,000 people. He wants because it's an intimate setting. So
That's a huge room.
I tell a joke and then I wait 4 minutes for the laugh to reverberate from the ceiling, which is 7,000 miles above my head.
Yeah, I know.
And then
Up there with the ghost of Elvis.
so I only do 3 jokes because
That's your whole set.
that's the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I met David Stanley.
I don't know who that is.
David Stanley is Elvis's stepbrother.
Okay.
And he took us around, and we sat in his room.
tough one.
We asked him questions, and he answered them. It was good. Yeah.
It's exciting.
Yeah, it really was.
Okay. Good television, ladies and gentlemen.
This has been fun.
We done?
I think we got about 9 more minutes to go.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
So now they're expecting us to be done, and now they're out there going, why doesn't he shut up? Why does he keep
Why are they still talking?
This is really great.
That's right.
You've done this before, apparently.
This is show 521, and I'm not getting any better.
You should name the show, we're done, but we have 9 minutes left. Why don't you just name the show that? Then at least people will know what to expect.
That's right. And then they'll sit there and say, don't watch the rest of the show, but the last 9 minutes, I'm telling you.
Yeah, don't watch this, please.
Yeah, fast forward to 53 minutes.
Fast forward's not a bad, exactly.
Fast forward.
Not a bad name, too.
That's a good name.
What do you call the show now?
Las Vegas Tonight with Dale Davidson.
Yeah, that's not gonna,
emanating from the Strip.
That's not going to fly.
No, it's too long.
Fast forward.
It's fast
Let's
forward.
Let's figure some other names for your show.
Yeah, like what? Not funny.
This background is not real. What do you think?
I think I made a shadow.
I think so.
Right over the Bellagio.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah.
That's good.
Stuff to say. How about that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Things we said.
How about this for people like me that come on? Who's that guy? with Dale Davidson. How about that? Because these people I'm sure have been riveted. Oh, Dennis Blair. Oh, him. We got to watch him. I believe he was with Jack Benny in Fleet Street, the movie. Oh, that was a different. Yeah. No, let's go watch him. And then they watch it. That's not him. He would be older by now. I'm doing Gilbert Gottfried now, just in case.
Yeah, I know. Explain Gilbert Gottfried to me.
Okay, what do you want me to say?
Yeah. Did you ever met him?
Well, he's another guy in the book. I met him. I had to drive him to a gig in New Jersey, and he wasn't big at all yet. No one knew who he was yet. And he get in the car, and the first thing he said is, "I don't want to do this show. You do. You headline." And that was the last thing he said, basically. And it was like a 45-minute drive, and I'm trying to make small talk and nothing. And I'm going, nah. I don't know. It's going to be great. We get to the theater, and
How did
I
you
go
get
on
this job.
His personality, and and then I do my 30 minutes or something, and then he gets up, and you can't get him off the stage.
Yeah,
he did like an hour.
Yeah,
and that was it. And then the ride home was a little bit more friendly, but he just an interesting man.
Wow.
Yeah.
Didn't understand his.
So if you buy the book, folks,
that's right.
Skip the Gilbert Gottfried section because I just told the whole thing.
It's called Dennis Blair and Guys.
Yeah, you should title things more. You have a gift. How about calling the Johnny Carson? How about the Tonight Show? How about that?
What would that be?
I don't know. That's not even you. I don't know.
No, I don't think so. I don't think it is.
No.
Yeah.
Mason would be.
Every now and then somebody will say, "Have you seen the Tonight Show with Dale Davidson?" I'd go, "No."
Well, you should.
You should.
Yeah.
Because I waited and waited and waited. And
that's right.
You got to be Jay Leno and be hanging around.
Yeah, but you got to hang out there. You start hanging, you Lou. Yeah? That's Jiminy Glick now. Oh, my.
Oh, this has been fun.
What do we got, 5 minutes left now?
No. 30 seconds
30
left.
seconds?
Anything
really?
You want to say to our...
I'd like to say this is a big mistake.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they had me on. And,
that's right.
They'll never do it again.
We're going to do it. Will you do one more song for us?
A song?
A song. Get that guitar.
You don't have to ask me twice. Is it one that I wrote that I should do?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Let's do another serious one then.
This is a good song.
Because I did the funny ones the last time.
You did.
All right. We'll do that one.
Yeah, the funny one was the first one. Then you had a serious one.
Right.
Now you got another serious one.
You're good at summarizing things. You're very good at that.
I probably should have cards.
Yeah, okay,
then this would flow better.
Good. All right. So we're done.
Yeah, we are.
We're done.
We're done.
Thanks for sticking around.
Yeah.
Say that.
Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you. And tomorrow we have. Tomorrow Dale has.
Another guy.
You should have one show called "Who's That Guy," and then then the following show will be another guy.
Another guy.
Yeah.
Dale Davidson with another guy.
You could have a franchise.
I like it.
Dale Davidson took over the industry. How? Oh, yeah.
He's on all the time.
Yeah, I know. He has
it's like the State of the Union address.
He has people on it.
Every television set has this picture on it.
People like outside of Woolworths looking in. All right. Woolworths. It was a store in the 50s and 60s, folks. Look up some of my references on Google.
Under old.
Under old. I have some new ones. I know the Lady Gaga. I know her. I know who she is. Come on. Don't tell me. I know these people. Are you kidding me? I know the...
Sing a song, will you?
Okay.
Okay, here we go.
Here we are. When the storm passes over, when the clouds disappear, there'll be peace in that valley. There'll be nothing to fear. When the window is open and the fresh air comes through, when the day has begun, I'll walk out in the sun. I'll be searching for you. I was lost for such a long time, walking blind through the night. But up ahead in the distance, there's a glimmer of light. When the storm passes over, I'll be traveling on. This time I'll see the light. This time I'll make it right when those shadows are gone. Oh, 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 oh. I was such a fool to leave you. Thought I'd make it on my own. But finally my eyes were open, and I'm coming on home. When the storm passes over, I'll be able to see I'm becoming that someone that you need me to be. Sometimes I may stumble, sometimes I may fall, but I promise you now, I will never stay down. I will give you my all. This time I'll make it right. I'll see the light, and I'll give you my all. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Today I want to speak to those of you who may feel like you've drifted away from God. You know, maybe life took unexpected turns, or mistakes and regrets have piled up in your life. Perhaps you've wondered, is it too late for me to return to Christ? If that's you, I have some really great news. It's never too late to come home to God. I'd like to start off by reading a passage from the Bible. It's from Luke chapter 15, verses 11 through 24. It's the story of the prodigal son. Jesus is speaking. There was a man who had 2 sons. The younger one said to his father, "Father, give me my share of the estate." So he divided his property between them. Not very long after that, the younger son got together all he had, set off for a distant country, and there squandered his wealth in wild living. After he had spent everything, there was a severe famine in that whole country, and he began to be in need. So he went and hired himself out to a citizen of that country, who sent him to his fields to feed pigs. He longed to fill his stomach with the pods that the pigs were eating, but no one gave him anything. When he came to his senses, he said, "How many of my father's hired servants have food to spare, and here I am, starving to death? I will set out and go back to my father and say to him, 'Father, I have sinned against heaven and against you. I am no longer worthy to be called your son. Make me like one of your hired servants.' So he got up and went to his father. But while he was still a long way off, His father saw him and was filled with compassion. He ran to his son, threw his arms around him, and kissed him. The son said to him, "Father, I have sinned against heaven and against you. I am no longer worthy to be called your son." But the father said to his servants, "Quick, bring the best robe and put it on him. Put a ring on his finger and sandals on his feet. Bring the fattened calf and kill it. Let's have a feast and celebrate. For this son of mine was dead and is alive again. He was lost and is found." So they began to celebrate. Jesus tells us this story of a young man who left his father's house, wasted his inheritance, and found himself broken and lost. But when the wayward son finally decided to return, his father did not reject him. He ran to him, embraced him, and restored him. This story isn't just about the prodigal son. It's about us. No matter how far we've strayed, God is waiting with open arms, ready to restore us. There are 3 truths to know about returning to Christ. Number 1, God has not forgotten you. Isaiah 44:22 says, "I have blotted out your transgressions like a cloud, and your sins like a mist. Return to me, for I have redeemed you." There's no mistake, no amount of time, and no failure that can erase God's love for you. He still calls you by name and loves you unconditionally. Number 2, you don't have to fix yourself first. You might think, "I'll return to God once I have my life together." But the prodigal son didn't clean himself up before he went home. He came as he was. God is the one who does the restoring, not us. Romans 5:8 reminds us, "But God demonstrates his own love for us in this: while we were still sinners, Christ died for us." Come as you are and let God do the healing. Number 3, there's more grace than you can possibly think. Sometimes shame keeps us from returning. We wonder if God is disappointed in us. But Psalm 103:12 tells us, "As far as the east is from the west, so far has he removed our transgressions from us." The moment you turn back to him, he's already running toward you. If you've been distant from God, today is the day to come home. Whether it's been months, years, or even decades, he still loves you. He still calls you, and he still has a plan for your life. You haven't outlived his grace. Just like the father in the parable, God is running toward you, arms open wide. So, will you return to him today? Please join me in this brief prayer. Lord, for those who feel far from you, remind them of your love. Let them know it's never too late to come home. Help them take the first step back into your arms. In Jesus' name, amen. Thank you for watching Las Vegas Tonight. Please stay tuned for more. God bless you.
Come on and shine, shine, shine. Las Vegas, shine your light on me.
You've been watching Las Vegas Tonight with your host, Dale Davidson. We hope you've enjoyed this edition of our show. We so appreciate your loyalty to our program. To keep Las Vegas Tonight on the air, please go to our website, vegassaints.org, and click the Donate button. To send a check or money order, please make it out to Dale Wynn Davidson Ministries and mail it to 9030 West Sahara Avenue, Suite 255, Las Vegas, Nevada, 89117. To suggest a guest to appear on the show or any other suggestions or questions, write to Dale at dalewdavidson@yahoo.com or call him at 702-480-3989.
Shine, Las Vegas, shine.